Welcome to another episode of Casual Citizen, an ongoing series about the upcoming first-person MMO Star Citizen by Cloud Imperium Games. I'm your host, Elysiana from the Mystic Worlds Gaming blog. This week, we're returning to lore from the Discovered series, posted on robertspaceindustries.com. It's the story of Dr. Keller Lynch. Please sit back, relax, and enjoy. Begin transmission. Today, Discovered presents the personal correspondence of Dr. Keller Lynch, on loan to us from the Gemma Museum of Interspecies Tolerance. Lynch was a young scientist when he first discovered the Elysium system and the existence of the Tevarin in 2541. November 6th, 2541, 2034 Standard Earth Time. Location, Yar. I can't take this anymore. 263 straight days of solitude in this research station, with only the spectrum to keep me company. Heck, even the spectrum isn't always there for me. Sometimes the swirling red sands are so thick and vicious that they block out the signal or damage my transmitter. I've had to fix that thing so many times, I consider myself an honorary electrical engineer now. It's funny, Dad. Even though I know you won't receive this message for days, I can already hear your response to what I'm sure you'll deem petty complaints. Ever since I was a boy, you filled my head with stories of scientists willing to risk everything to make the universe a better place. Great scientists sacrifice their life for their discoveries, you'd say. It sounded like a dangerous and exciting proposition as a kid. Now I know it's anything but that. I still remember the look on your face when I told you about this research job. You were so proud. Your boy was being whisked away to live alone on a frontier world and do research for the good of humanity, confident that your son must have been hired for some extremely important work. Well, I regret to inform you that I wasn't. Turns out that New Horizons Research Institute is nothing more than a subsidiary of the Haether Group. It took some digging to uncover the details, but I found the proof, and it all made sense. It explained why my job was to only deploy small research drones to search Yar's mountains for resources. There's nothing of scientific importance to be found around here. I can't take it anymore, Dad. I can't keep sitting here, all alone, conducting scientific scans and sweeping away this bloody sand. You raised me to pursue science, not to be a corporate shill for it. So I hope you understand why I'm abandoning my post. Please don't send your response here. I'll contact you again once I know where I'm going. November 9th, 2541, 1341 Standard Earth Time. Location, Fujin City. I have to admit, it's been strange returning to a world where I'm not the only person in a 1,000-kilometer radius. Actually, it's why I came here first. I knew I could always escape to a park if I got overwhelmed by the craziness of the city. That because I always knew that you loved this planet. If you don't see Fujin City before you die, then you're a fool. I remember you telling that to all your friends after returning from your conference here. Well, Dad, you can rest easy because I've seen it. Though considering what I just did, I don't think it completely absolves me from being a fool. Before I left Yar, I submitted a letter of resignation to my superior at New Horizons. I didn't, however, sit around waiting for a response. I just left. Doubt that'll make her too happy, but I'll try not to dwell on the consequences to come. I want to focus on what I can do to make a real difference in this world, like you taught me. At least my time on Yar gave me a crash course on research drones. I've gotten pretty good with them, actually. Maybe I can figure out a new way to put them to use. November 15th, 1941, 1919, Standard Earth Time. Location, Centauri System. Dad, you won't believe this. Not at first, I'm sure, but you will. The entire UPE's going to be talking about this. I discovered a new system. But that's not even the craziest part. One of its worlds is teeming with advanced life. There are lights everywhere, large structures that look like temples, and an impressive city built into a mountaintop. I so wanted to do deeper scans, but I didn't want to get too close. Figured it was best to maintain a safe distance for now. Okay, I have to admit, I did send a research drone down to the planet. Figured the more information I could bring back, the better. Just to prove that I wasn't lying. I'd find all this hard to believe if I hadn't seen it for myself. But don't worry, I didn't do anything else. It should be government dignitaries and diplomats that make first contact, not some guy who just got lucky enough to find his way there. I wish I could tell you that I had intended to make this discovery. After leaving Fujin City, I spent a few days drifting through space and experimenting with the settings on my research drones. Then this morning, one of them returned data that I couldn't make heads or tails of, so I set out along its route. As I approached where the readings got interesting, I felt that familiar tug on the front of my ship. Right then, I knew I'd found a jump point. I'd never been more excited and scared at the same time. I almost turned away from it. You know, I'm not the best of pilots. I was worried I might not survive the jump. Then I heard your voice in the back of my head. Great scientists sacrifice their life for their discoveries. Once that was echoing through my head, I couldn't let you down, especially after walking away from my responsibilities on Yar. Eventually, I lost contact with the drone that I had sent down to the planet. My scans showed a few of their ships heading my way, so I figured I'd better get back to Centauri before they found me. Would hate to be the one that caused an incident. I was filling out the official UPE documentation right before I started this message, but I had to stop and take a break. Everything suddenly became so overwhelming. There's been an entirely unknown species so close to us this entire time, and I was the one to find them. Part of me wants to keep this my own little secret, but I know that isn't fair. Like the Banu, we must open up our world to them. I'm sure there's a lot that we can learn from each other. After I report my findings, I'll head home to share all the details with you. This species is nothing short of amazing. I can't wait until the day that we can meet one in person. End correspondence. So what happened with the UPE and the Tevarin? Well, it turns out that Elysium was the home world of the Tevarin. But Elysium was incorporated into the UPE at the end of the Tevarin War, 2542 to 2546, and cleared for human habitation. The system was also the focal point for the Second Tevarin War, 2603 to 2610, when the shattered remnants of warlord Korenthal's fleet crashed into their former home world to end the conflict. I hope you've enjoyed this episode and a return to narrating the wonderful lore being created to breathe life into the known Star Citizen universe. Don't forget to check out AlysianasWorld.com if you have an interest in seeing the lore that's in the Arc Star Map and the configuration of the known star system universe. This is Alysiana signing off until next time. Be kind and fly safe. End transmission.